Hello, hello. Hello, hello, everybody. Hi, Claudia. First one up there tonight, I see. Nancy, Joanne, Lorraine. Hello, hello. Hi, Kelly. Everybody's tuning in and ready to do some creating tonight. Hi, Josie. We'll give everyone a few minutes to sign in here. We're all getting connected and rolling. I am feeling better. Thank you for asking. Hi, Irene. I had a few rough days, but feeling better now. I was on the mend, but wasn't really able to talk a lot because my mouth was really sore. But I am feeling better, ready to get back into it, entertain you guys with the shenanigans that goes on in this house. Hi, Carolyn. Wendy. Who else did I miss? Kristen. We're going to do a little playing tonight and creating this really cute little box here. So we will give everybody a few more minutes, but this is an 8x8 box, and the album is inside of this particular box. The front, I've done a little pocket. Now I've tucked this in permanently just so it sticks out, but you can stick other things in there. I'm missing flowers because Sammy insists that she wants these particular flowers, so I'm down to one on there, so I've got to redo the flowers and then hide this from her. Hi, Lee. I am on the mend. I am getting better. Still a little, healing inside, but certainly much, much better. Wasn't a fun thing to do, and I guess every time something involves your mouth, it's not a pleasant thing. So, hi, Jermaine. Hopefully the internet stays good tonight. Hi, Michelle. So we've got a number of you tuned in. So this is the front of the box, and then the sides, I just want to give you all a glance at this first. The sides all open up like this, and then it flips open, and in the top section here, this part has actually sheet protectors that you can put photos in. So it's a little different. It's held with a magnet. I'm going to talk about that magnet as well because it's held like that so that when you close it, this doesn't flap in the wind. However, the magnet is under here, and it's got to work its way all the way through. So I ended up putting a magnet in between the pages here to connect, to try and hold it. But I'm still not happy with that. And I think I'm going to put a belly band across this way as well. So you can put this on if you want and use the magnets, or you can just slide a belly band onto it just to hold it in place. And then you've got a photo mat in the back here, which was covering up the other magnet. But need to think about that one and how we're going to do it. And then on this side, we have a series of pockets, different sizes. And then inside are some like photo mats to put, groups of photos in there. So it really is quite cute, really easy to do, and doesn't use a whole ton of paper, which is also nice. You can do this in any pattern that you want. I think this was Summer Market that I did this one in. It is a cool little thing. And then there are magnets. There's two magnets on each side that holds it together. There's no magnets on the back side. So the paper that I am using for this one tonight, I decided on Farm to Table. And I did cut some of my pieces. Now, the directions have been posted. Not the directions, but the cutting instructions. I should clarify that because I don't do full written instructions for you. So the cutting instructions were there. If you got a chance to cut, that's great. If not, then you can cut as we're going along talking. This is being recorded so that you can look back on it and see, how to do it, and to stop the video as well. Just, do it at your own pace. Or for those of you that have already cut everything out, you can work away at it with me right now. But I really like the farm to table paper. I'm always drawn to the Cartabella papers for albums, and I think it's because it's got that nice texture feel to it, and it just gives a nice look to the albums. So the first thing we're going to do is you want to pick the base for your box. So that's going to be, you don't see a lot of it. In this case, it's the black that you're seeing on here. And on my new box, I'm doing it in the red. So you want to take 2 sheets of your paper, and then you want to score 2 inches. I'm hoping to get this all done in one night for you, so that's why I didn't actually sit and have you guys watch me do the 2-inch scoring all the way around. But I have scored it 2 inches all the way around. And now I'm going to fold that over and use my bone folder and get a really good crease on it. Now, the reason we are not using heavy chipboard with this is because this album, for the top of the album and the inside of the album, you're actually going to have cardstock, printed paper. Then you've got the box. Then on the inside, you've got cardstock and printed paper. And that alone makes it super secure, it's not going to bend, it's going to hold its shape. So that's why we've opted to do it this way. Yeah, it's nice to just watch the first time, take notes, see where Heather makes mistakes, so that you aren't making those mistakes as well. Because I do make mistakes. And here comes Ricky. Yes, Ricky.
Okay. And how you doing?
We are doing okay.
Did I hear you say you make mistakes?
I make mistakes. Yep. I do.
Hear you admit it?
Yep. How many we got watching tonight, Ricky?
I'm not looking.
You're not looking?
I'm ordering stuff for your room.
Oh, we're trying to finish my craft room as well. When it's all done, we'll give you guys a nice tour. So, what I want to do now is I want to take off all of my corners. So we want to take off all of these here. Actually, just read. It was a while ago that I was supposed to do this, and so yeah, we don't want to angle the paper. We just want to cut off the. We're just going to cut in these corners here. This red is beautiful. This is actually cardstock by Authentique. I have been playing around with this. A lot of people are using this in mini albums. It's a really nice, it's almost a linen. It is a little bit more pricey, and I've been playing with it for a couple of albums to see if I'm going to bring it in, and then I will offer it to you guys. I have a stash of it now, but yeah, it's got like a linen feel to it. It doesn't rip, it doesn't tear in those creases. So it is a really nice paper to work with. So I'm going to take those corners out. All 4 corners. Yeah, this was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. And then I changed the date because we were doing so many live videos for all of the new releases, which, by the way, there will be another one this week. Possibly 2, depending on how quickly I work. I still have a stash by my table here. So I want to be able to show those to you guys. Having a hard time for you guys to see everything I'm doing. Got to get my, a little marking on exactly where my camera is showing you. Off with the corners. Like that. And no one's talking to me tonight. Where's all the comments when I can see the comments? Usually when I'm doing those live videos of the new products, I can't even look up because there's so much I'm trying to pack into a video. But this one I'm able to do while I am cutting. I'm able to look over at the camera. Okay, so once we have all of the four corners cut, I just want to make sure that, you know, we've got nothing that's going to be kind of hanging over. So if I fold over, so you'll see what I mean, what I'm talking about. So on here, there's a little bit hanging over, so I just want to trim that a little bit because I don't want it hanging over, showing. And again, I'm just looking around, seeing if we've got some good angles there. And there you can see I've got a little bit hanging. So I'm going to trim that down just a smidgen so that when it's closed, I'm not going to see that. And then I'm going to do, hi Kathy, hi Dale, hi Melody. This is a 12 by 12 paper, yes. 12 by 12 paper, scored 2 inches all the way around, and then the corners are cut out. Thank you for asking, ladies. I am feeling better. Better than I was, that's for sure. This one here, I need to just trim a smidgen off because we want, when this is closed, that the angles are going to meet nicely on here. So I'm just making sure that nothing is catching anywhere. We don't want to angle this because this part is going to show, but we do want to have it nice and clean. Okay. That one's good. That one just a little bit off top. I think we are good with this. Now, I did ask in the instructions, sorry, I'm just going to give that another crease. I don't like the way that one is sitting. You will see when you're doing this part that you know, if it feels like it's just like buckling at all anywhere, just give it a little trim. You want it to be able to sit nice and flat, and I think we are good. So I had asked for you guys to cut out from a thin, like a cereal box, a piece of chipboard. This is a Cheerios cereal box. A piece of chipboard, and this is just light chipboard, so that's why I said a cereal box was hi Deborah, was a good thing to use for this. Now when I did the original one, that is this part, because it's moving up and down all the time. I wanted this nice and tight, and not tight, sorry, words are escaping me, really heavy duty, rigid. But having said that, when I did the album and I glued my paper to paper to paper to paper in here, and I really don't like that. 4 pieces of this chipboard, and we're actually going to put it in on the inside section before we put the paper down, just to give that a little bit more strength. And the reason we're putting it on the inside is because the outside have magnets in here as well as in the upper part of the lid, and if we put this on the outside, I guess you could, and then put your magnets on top of that and your paper on top of that. But I think we're better to put it on the inside. So I've cut 3 extra pieces and I'm going to put those on the inside of this album. Okay, so having said that, I'll move that out of the way. Now, what we need to do is we are going to join the 2 pieces together like this to create that flip over. All right, but before I do that, I'm going to put this piece of chipboard in here, and then I'm going to put the top on top of that. So I will take my glue. How is everybody doing tonight? Are we getting sick of COVID? I'm sick of it. I'm hoping, I mean, there's some confusion over the date of when we are finished our lockdown, and everything that I've checked says February 10th. But because they did the lockdown and then they said we're extending it, and you know, and people were confused as to what they were talking about, from what date to what date and so forth. I know some people are thinking it's the end of February, but I truly believe it's the middle of February, and I'm hoping that's going to be it. There we go. Are you surviving, Irene? I'm feeling great, Deb. Well, I mean, not 100% yet, but certainly on the mend. You do your gluing, always just take your tool and secure on the back as well, and that will help to prevent some of that rippling, if there's going to be any rippling at all. Okay, now I'm going to go around. Just want to get that edge as well through the center. And then I'm going to attach one to the other, just like that. See how I am on the outside edge there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually pushing around to create that little crease in there as well, so that it does look like a hinge. See how I'm doing that? I'm creating a little hinge all the way around. So that chipboard is a bit smaller, yes, but it's allowing me to do this. Just making sure my glue is all stuck down well. And on that edge. Right there. Giving us a really nice smooth seam. Okay. Yeah, Melody, getting a little tired of this COVID. Lots of craft time, yes. But we still, you know, there's so many things. It's like, gosh, I wish I could just go into a store and do, you know, like, or go out for dinner or whatever. Like, we're just tired. Hi, Dale. I'm glad you're learning from the videos. I'm having my cup of tea, ladies, while I'm talking to you, so you'll have to excuse me. And I'm going to just try to create a little bit of that hinge on the inside. And when we put the chipboard in here, I think we'll attempt to do the same thing as well, except we're going to be going through 2 pieces of paper, so we will see how that goes. There we go. So it's created, it looks like it's raised, really creates a nice look. Now this paper is a linen paper, so if I was to use a regular bone folder, I would have all kinds of shiny marks on there. So I am using a Teflon bone folder with this. It's just, you know, first I thought, oh sure, that's just a way of them making more money. What difference does that make? And it really truly does make all the difference in the world. So that's the outside of the box. So now our box folds over like this. So it's going to be nice and secure. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we were going to work on the inside. So we want to get this base piece done as well as the top piece. So what I have done is I have used 4 different printed papers, and these papers are cut to 7 T rules. Yes, I'm a teetotaler, Tracy. I am using the Art Glitter white glue. This is the best glue out there. I've also put one of our tips on the end of it, and what that does is it gives me a thin layer of glue. And then what you need to do is you need to create, like you're doing old style wallpaper, where you are pushing down and rubbing that glue out to create a nice smooth surface. So the 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and you need 4. All of that's left over after, actually I'm going to move that box out of the way for a second so I can explain this. All of the pieces that are cut off after you cut your 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 is used for the sides of the box. Excuse me. You don't need any extra paper for that. So you're really only using 4 printed papers for that outside of the box. Now each piece of paper has been, I thought I cut them all out. Trying to, maybe I didn't. Sorry girls, I'm just trying to, thought I was all organized here. Did I tuck them inside this album? Okay, maybe I thought I would leave some to cut on camera. So my background paper that I'm using here, because every one of these, as well as every one of these, are matted onto a solid cardstock in the background. The winter months, because it does not do well when it freezes, I do have a ton of it in stock, including a big gallon container that if people wanted to come and fill up, they could, but we can't send it out in the mail. I'm just grabbing 3 more pieces of cardstock here. 1, 2, 3. I'm working on my new work surface, so it's higher up, so I can stand or I can sit when I'm working. This paper here that I'm using, if you decide to do farm to table, this is Intense Kiwi. It's a basil cardstock, and as I said, we've got 4 of the printed like this, so we need 4 pieces 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. So I'm going to cut that now. So I've got the 4 pieces. I have also inked all of the edges of my printed papers so that they have a nice antique look to them, which I like to do on all of my mini albums, actually all of my cards, all of my scrapbooking. I'm just a fan of inking the edges of stuff. I find that it just really makes it pop. So 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. I thought, oh, I'll get all the cutting done beforehand, and then you guys won't need to watch me wasting your time cutting paper. But obviously I didn't. So what I need to think about is which one I want for the front cover, the inside, top and bottom as well. Why am I missing one? Well, that's weird because it's got to be here because I've cut everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we'll start gluing down and then maybe I will come across where it went. Oh, I think I see it. It's tucked in there, hiding on me. Okay, so I just want to glue these pieces down now so that I have that nice, it's just a thin border. But again, what this is doing is it's making my box nice and heavy duty as well. So I'm going to add my glue to these. This is really pretty on the back as well, but I like the mason jar look. I went back and forth with this farm to table paper because some of it's got chickens and cows and roosters, so very farm-like, but I thought I kind of wanted it more kind of kitchen-y look, although I've done a number of that look to it. So, and you know I'm going to find those papers cut somewhere after I do all of this. So again, what I'm doing is I'm spreading that glue. So it's going to seal really nicely. And then I'm going to just go on the back and do it again. Just to keep my papers nice and flat. So that's the first one. So I kind of like that for the front, but I also thought this was really pretty for the front because it will allow me to put some stickers and so forth, where this one's a little busier. So to put, well, I don't know. I have to think about this before I actually start gluing them into the album. But this line, I love this line. It's just so nice. We have so many new papers coming in from Echo Park and Cartabella, Graphic 45 new papers. We've got Stamperia, Ciao 49 and Market, that has started coming in. Photoplay kits, and oh my gosh, the new Photoplay dies and stamps for the Say It With Stamp lines is so nice. I think Ricky's going to be posting some of the videos to give you guys a little look at that. You could use a brayer as well to flatten it, Michelle. I just find that this is really easy to do. It's, you know, closer to the paper. So I find I'm getting a little bit better pressure. That's just me. Clean the tip. Boil water. Put the tip in the cup of boiled water and the glue melts, comes out easy. That's a great idea. Sometimes I'll just go down, and I have two tips, and as I'm working, if one clogs up, I grab the other one, and then I'll take the two and then put them in a little bit of, you can use a credit card as well. Yeah, that's correct, Lorraine. And then I just will throw them in the sink with a little bit of water and just let that glue clear out of there. So I have a little bit of a gap here, so and that's where the tip comes in handy, is that you can get just a little bit of glue in there if you've got an area that needs it. And that's that. These here, they're only like $1 something, I believe. We sell those in the store. The other thing I have, this is a putty knife from Home Depot. And to get in those tight areas inside pockets and stuff, I will be using this tonight. You can get, you know, a couple of these cheap at Home Depot as well to get in those tight areas. Now, I do love the ovens too. This is the problem I have, is that I love all of this paper so much. Look at all those stoves. Isn't that pretty? So, most of this on the inside is going to be covered up. We're not going to see a lot of it, but we still need to have it in the background. And take my pin. I still haven't grabbed myself an extra set of pins to clean the hole. I'm still using a sewing pin, and that is the worst thing you can do because it makes your glue go brown. You want those stainless steel pins, and we sell them in a pack. So it's just a matter of me grabbing a pack at the store, but it's just something I keep forgetting to do. We've been very busy at the store with the online orders and curbside pickup. To all of you, we're able to continue to bring in new products for you and keep you crafting during this time, because you do support us. And we love you for that, for sure. We want to keep bringing you lots of goodies. Yeah, it's so pretty. Like, look at those stoves. Old tins on here. And then we've got this very, very light pinky color on the back. But I just found this intense kiwi went quite nice in the background. I could have gone with a red. I wanted something to make it pop. And I do have one extra piece of cardstock cut. Not sure why. I must have got sidetracked, started to cut, put it aside, and then went on to something else, which is a typical everyday move for Heather. I try to stay focused, but man, that's difficult. Lots of squirrels in my life. So there we go. Okay. So one is going on the very, very bottom of the box. And so out of all of them, I'm going to pick my least favorite. How do you pick it's like picking your favorite child, you know? Yeah, the kiwi is so nice with this, but yeah, I think this one. Oh, decisions. I think I'm going to put the stoves on the top. Change my mind again, you know that, eh? By the time we get there. So the other thing that you need to do is, now from all of those leftovers, after I cutted the printed paper for the 7 3/4 and 7 3/4, all of the pieces that were left, I had to cut 14 pieces, 1 3/4 by 7 3/4, and I cut 14 of those. In the intense kiwi, I cut 14 pieces, 1 7/8 by 7 7/8. And now what I'm doing is I am attaching one to the other, but I'm not going to do them all because I need space as well. So I'm going to put that aside for now. And what we're going to do is we are going to do this top section first. Now there's magnets and magnets and magnets. So let's work on the top section. So I think what I will do is I will glue. Now this is going to fit nicely right in there. Now look at that, how that pops with the lime green, or the intense green kiwi, and then the red. It's just really popping nicely. And then I want to think about which papers I want to put on the sides up here. So kind of liking, I got 2 of those stripes like that. And maybe 2 of the stoves like that. And then, just bear with me here, I'm trying to push that up without it tipping. On here, I'm going to put I'm putting the stoves. Well, if I put the stoves in there, then I don't want to put the stove paper up there. Just thinking it through, girls, thinking it through. It's a whole process. You all know that. So I may do those 2 up there, and thinking it through. How did I? Just looking on my inside here. So I matched that with that. That was on its own. Okay, I think I'm going to put that with that on these edges, and then right there, like that. So that's going to be my layout on the inside. So now what I was saying is we want to, Well, I'm on this side. I may as well start this side, right? So I want to put these 3 pieces of chipboard just to make this part a little bit more solid for us. Slide that up. So I'm going to put those in first. And then we're going to add these 2 pieces on top of that. And same with the bottom here. Okay, things are disappearing on me. On the bottom here, just like that. I have no magnets on the inside here. I have magnets on the inside of the top part. Yeah, there's lots of choices to do. So yeah, Dale, it's like, what do I want to do? You know, you got the fronts and backs to all of the papers, but I think I'm going to work with it this way and then put that. No, that's not going to work because, oh no, that's not the one going in there. See, I have to be careful. So no magnets on this side, magnets on the top, but the magnets are going on the outside here. So we can put all of these pieces in because there are no magnets. We don't have to worry about it. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to glue down this chipboard inside here. I think it's just going to make it just a little bit stronger. Put that in. And let it secure. And then this side here, same thing. So there's a new Tim Holtz color release for February. It should be in. We just placed our order for it. I hadn't realized that there was one coming out. So we will have inventory of it. I just don't know when Ranger is actually going to ship. But I will keep you guys posted. Okay. Again, we've lost the chipboard. There. Like that. There we go. All right, and then what I'm going to do, now I need to glue, these pieces are going here, but I need to glue these to my green cardstock first. Feels like it's been forever since I've done a video with you guys. We're trying to get so much done. Now, this, there is going to be a little bit of a gap. We're not going to be able to do that crease like we've done here because there's too many layers of paper. But there is a slight gap here, but you are not going to see anything. Like I can't see. I mean, you'd have to use a microscope to look in there and peek and see what's going on. I think it's going to be just fine. So we're going to stick them all down. It's just going to keep that ripple effect from happening. I just didn't like that look. Actually, it was Ricky, of course, who pointed it out. Dan likes to do that. Oh, nothing. What do I use for the edges, to ink the edges? You know, I have every ink in the world, but I tend to use my Vintage Photo. Brown, you know, brown is an all-around good color. And then of course I use our little blending brush, which gives me that soft look. These are bendable. They are great. They clean up nicely and they give you a really soft look on the edges. These are only $3.49 and they have a cap that slides on to protect them as well. So that's all I use is that paper, or sorry, that ink pad. Okay. And then this is going down at the bottom. It's actually surprising how quickly this little album gets put together. But once you've got them and you've got them all quickly, there we go. Again, smooth it on the back. So that piece is going there, and then I've got that one piece up at the hinge to do. And stick that one down. Now I'm keeping an eye on how long this video is going. If it's if we go over an hour and a half, and I'm afraid we will, I may split it into 2 videos rather than keep everybody going too long. So 7:30, 8:30, that would put us to 9 o'clock. And then what I will do is I will finish it up Tuesday night. So it'll be a 2-part video. I don't want to rush it, and I want you guys to be sure to be able to ask questions, and then I can answer as we go along. Okay, so now I'm going to glue those all down on the inside here. The nice thing with this album is that we're also using sheet protectors in here, which is a little different look on the inside. You know, the little 3x4 cards or whatever you want to add on there. So it's quite nice. See, the only thing is that the edges aren't going to, trying to think this through, girls, and maybe, let me see. See, the edges of it are going to be sticking up by having that chipboard in there. But I still think it's going to be better. I'm going to leave it up to you. You know, whether or not you want to put the chipboard in there. I've done it both ways. I'm quite fine with that, you know, edges being up there. If it's going to give me a little bit more stability in there. You know, you could bring it right to the edges and try that, as opposed to having it a little bit smaller. But I kind of, you know what, I kind of like the look of it being raised. It's hard, or going to be hard for you guys to see with the camera, but I do kind of like the raised edge like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do it on the back. Again, on the back, I'm trying to avoid. And then I'm going to put that one in there. And that's going there, just like that. Okay. You like the flat edge on this here? Yeah, this is a really nice, it really is a nice tool to use. It glides so nicely. You don't hear that that you normally do with a bone folder. Could we cut the stripes of the cardstock bigger? The strips of the card. Yeah, I mean, you could cut, Lorraine, that that cereal box. You could cut it bigger and bring it right to the edges, because it's almost like a raised or a pop-up, a dimensional. So it's, you know, I don't think it's going to catch on the edges at all, but I'm going to leave that. Okay, I'm going to attach this one up here. I'll move that out of the way for a second. That's the other pieces, and I don't remember what I was putting up there, but I will go back to it. I'm going to put this piece in here now. And stick that one down. Right in there. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do on here is get my, I don't remember which one, I think that was for the top and the ovens were for the bottom. I think that's what I said. Change my, on the inside of the album, on the bottom part inside of the album. Just like that. And then again, just making sure everything is stuck down well. So while I'm on this side, what I'm going to do, my paper onto the back. This is the bottom of the box. Over and done with. Go. So now you can see why the box is so sturdy with all of this paper. There we go. And spread that glue out. And that is done. Okay. So that's the whole bottom section is done. We just have the outsides to do, but we're going to get our magnets in place first. So the magnets are going, we have 2 sets here, 2 sets here, 2 sets here. That, and then we'll do the top part after that. So I've already put some tape onto my magnets here, so again, you guys don't have to sit and watch me messing around with these. Now you want to get your magnets, you've got to think about when your box is closed, and this is the finicky part to do. So when the box is closed, you want to be sure that the magnets are close enough to the edges that it's going to hold that lid closed. If you come in too far, you know, it's going to flap up. So we want to kind of bring it in about this point so that our paper is going to stick down, secure, hold, and you want it closer to the lower part of the lid. So just like, you know, just below the halfway mark. Does that make sense? And so I'm going to put them on this inside first. Take some tape off. And I'm going to stick one down. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this for a second. figure out about where I want it. Put one right there, and then I'm going to put the second one right there. Whoops, if I can get it undone. Hope it's making sense, girls. Whoops. Stick it there. Yes, sir.
Nothing, ma'am.
That's going down. So that's my first set. So I'm going to take the tape down. Where's my trusty little pick? And close the lid, line it up so they grab. There we go. So that's my first set of magnets. Listen to the click. Did you hear it? I love the click. I'm just a weirdo. Okay, so the next set is on the other side. And same thing, I want to maybe have my first one right there. And it doesn't matter whether you stick them to the lid or the bottom part first. Just keep them held together. Your magnets held together so that when they snap down, they're going to be in the exact spot that they need to be. So that one's going to go there. And second one. You guys are quiet tonight. You're scaring me. And then I'm going to take that top tape off of there. Some of you have magnets that have tape on them. My magnets do not, so I just use a little bit of score tape just to hold them together and in place. Okay, I'm going to snap those ones down. To secure them, so that's another set done. There we go. And then I have my last. Fold that lid back. Uh-oh. You see one set of magnets. I don't see my second set. Why am I losing one of... Oh, here it is. I was going to say, I'm losing one of everything tonight. Are you all still there watching? Too quiet. You're scaring me. Okay. 1 and 2. This is it. So that's 2, 4, 6 sets of magnets that you need for this. I know it's a lot, but you're not using major chipboard. You're not using, you know, a major amount of paper on it to make it secure. It's these magnets that are holding the box together. All right, and I'm going to just last set, and then we will move on. Getting the papers onto there. 1, 2. Move these little pieces out of the way. When my magnets are down, I'm going to flip up these sides and flip it down just so I can get in there and really squeeze those magnets in place. All right, it's coming together, ladies. It's coming together. Okay, so I can put, actually, let's go back in the inside. Let's do that. Whoops. Here we go. So I'm going to put this piece down here now. Now, when you're doing this, for the sake of not you want to figure out what piece gluing everything down, because you don't want to find out You know, the piece you're putting down is the same as this middle section, and then your sides are going to be the same as your middle section. You want them to move around and switch patterns and stuff on the sides. So just to make sure that you're thinking that through. Got my cover. So my cover has got this. So on the sides, because I'm looking at my pieces that are left over, I've got this pinky. See, I don't want to use that. And I've got these two pieces as well. So I'm thinking I might put these little strips instead on the outside, on the back and the front flap, and the side flaps. I think I might keep that pale pink for the inside. But that's okay, you can catch up. It is being recorded. So I think I'm going to put that on the outside. So this is why I say look at your pieces first to make sure that could put, no, because I've got that on the outside. So I'm going to put, I can put that up there. And then, bear with me, bear with me. I'm going to put those on that side like that. I'm still thinking here. You know, I could have put that one there. I think I'm going to put this paper on top of that one. I had it matching, well, I got it matching this one. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so I'm going to do those pieces on the inside. So I've got to glue it to my green. Now you could have put your green down on here, then put your magnets on, so that instead of it being through 2 layers of paper, it's only going to be through 1 layer of paper. However, I think this is going to still be fine like this. These magnets are pretty strong, and I know if you guys are buying the tonic ones, you know, they are super strong. So I just slide over a little bit, get my glue in here. There we go. Stick that one down. And then the next one. Is getting stuck down as well. Oh, I forgot. I still have paper I've got to stick on the outside of here. So I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to have to use these. Actually, I can use that side and that side on there. Thinking as I'm going here. That one, let's do side. No. This will go inside. And this is why I say look at all the pieces after they're cut, because these are all the scraps that are left over after you cut those big squares for the main part of the box. Hi Lori, I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking. There we go. Let's stick that one down. Okay, so now I can stick these down on the inside here. This one's going up there. I'm going to do that right now. Whoops. Put that one down. Whoops. I got glue all over my fingers. I meant to grab the base and I didn't, and so I stuck it right in between. That one's down. There's my magnets. The box itself, you can see, does not take long. You could use this for a lot of different styles of boxes, or like, you know, as a box in an album, but do a lot of different things on the inside. You can do a waterfall folio in here, you know, or even like just a regular hinged section through here to hold some photos. And again, there's the magnet and the magnet. The new rainbow paper pad is waffle flower, Lorraine. It is really nice. It's come in. So we do have that. We do have the jewel pickers in. The detail blending tools are in. So if you didn't get an email from me and you still want those things, there, I believe there's still some in the shop. And so there is quite a bit of stuff that has been shipped that is coming in for some of the other stuff that you guys wanted. So, hi Brenda. Decided to come on in and see what we're up to tonight. Okay. So of course each layer of this paper is making this heavy duty. Whoops. That way. It's a really strong box, girls. Believe me, believe me. Here, I think I'm going to put the other piece of that, and then on the sides here, I'm going to put this and this. So just when you're doing these and you've got this directional paper, just make sure that you're laying it down properly. This has to go this way. Slide that up, get this paper down. Paper on top. I'm really enjoying doing these mini albums with you guys. I hope you're enjoying doing them as well. It's so nice to see when we did have the store open that you guys would come in and look at the ones that we've already done and say, oh, I've done that one, Heather, and I've done that one, and I've done that one, and taking it all in and working with it. Don't do what I'm doing here. Don't put glue on your paper on top of your album, because you know, accidents happen. So do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to put that one down. There we go. Oh, Michelle, it's your first one? Good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And, you know, as we said, it's all recorded, so you can go back, stop it, do the work, and then keep going. But it's always nice to watch it through once. Watch Heather do something stupid that she shouldn't have done. But we're doing okay today, so far. All right. And then the side ones are going to be this pattern here. And then we just have the front to do, the cover top. Put that paper down, and then the actual box is complete. And we're at an hour 4 minutes, so I have a few other things to show you that I think what we'll do is I will show you so you can cut those things and get them ready, and then we'll do part 2. Okay, so I'm going to stick that one down there. On top of that one. And with this being Cardabella paper, it's a little thicker as well. So I just want to see that. I need to bring this up a bit. Four layers of paper. They should. I mean, these are earth magnets and they're pretty darn strong. Okay, and then this one on the other side. Now what I like about this as well is that it lays really nice and flat. So it's easy to work with, but it's also easy to flip through. You know, if you decided to switch this up and do other things on the inside, it's easy to flip through because you don't have anything in your way. Like, it's just nice and flat. And I'm gluing that on that side. Okay. So as far as albums go, this one is, you know, a little easier to do than some of the others that we have done. We've gone all over the place with these things. I mean, we've done, you know, small ones that just are a one night thing. And then once you guys mastered it, I know that you've done a bunch of them. And all of the classes that we've done are under videos, so you can go back and watch any of the ones that we've done. Okay, so those sides are done. I'm going to see how those magnets are holding perfect. They're still nice and strong. No problem at all. Okay, so what I have left now is the lid front, and then this square, which is the back of the box. And I should have another square of paper somewhere to put there. But I'm going to put this one down first. Yeah, there we go. Putting that one. I think that's got to go that way. I'll check before I put it in. See that. So let me do the sides. That's stuck down. Whoops. Don't crush your paper. Your first two, Melody? Oh, I'm glad. The one I did just, love the one you did just before Christmas. Forgot the name. Which one did I do just before Christmas? Was it the recipe one? Was that the last one I did? I'm trying to remember. And it was, I did it as a Christmas. The sample I had was the recipe, but then I did it as a Christmas album for the actual tutorial. Like the actual video. I think that might have been the last one I did. We've been so crazy busy. With closing the Mount Forest store, you know, we got tied up with that. We had to get all that product out. If you have, because you've done curbside pickup, it is a flippin' disaster inside that store right now. Oh my goodness, and it's making Dan very anxious. we've got stuff on the floors everywhere, and then new product coming in, and we don't have it up on the walls, and we don't have it priced, and we're pulling orders. Um, pretty that is. No serial chipboard on these flaps. I think you only need it on the bottom, Lorraine. Your top ones are fine. You don't need the extra on there. I just was trying to avoid that ripple look that happened on the first one. Okay, let's stick that down. This one's gonna go. I'll put my paper on these two. I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking whether I want. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do. This is my outside. I think I'm going to do it all stripes. I'm going to change it up. You can certainly do, you know, 2 different ones on the side. Or one. I'm liking the way the stripe is drawing my eye. Now, yes, you know, well, actually the stripes won't be in 2 different directions. The same direction as the side ones. So stick that down right there. And I think I've got some stickers that I want to put on my sticker sheet. I might add some nice stickers on there. So I don't want the pattern to be, you know, too busy. Now I did ink up the side with the stoves, and I hadn't inked up the stripes on these, but we're just going to do it anyway. We can change our mind anytime we want, right, ladies? It's that. And that. Stick them down, and then those beautiful mason jars are going on there. Just want to make sure I've got everything in the right direction. Everything is good. Box. There we go. So my stripes are going, when it's open this way, the stripes are all going in the right direction, but when you go this way, the stripes are going that way and then that way. But that's okay. We are leaving it alone. I just want to stick this piece down now. And it's so easy to work because it's all nice and flat. Yeah, it's okay. There we go. Stick that down. Yeah, Claudia, this paper is so nice. You have 2 Cartabella Kitchens ones, and I think I chose an older one. Oh, instead of the one we're using now. I thought, Megan, you bought a collection kit, farm to table. That's what this is. This is the farm to table one. I know you bought this one because I talked about this before Christmas that I was doing it. That's the actual box is completed, and here's that snapping sound, and it's all done. So now, oh, my tea is cold. I love my tea, but I don't like cold tea. So the next part that we're going to do is this part here. And so this is a hinge, and then the hinge has the sheet protectors inside. Now, because of the size of this album, the top of the sheet protector is actually cut. Bear with me, I'm just going through my notes to see what I cut it at. 7.5. So then when I put my cards in, I did not get 3x4s up here. They're a little bit smaller than 3x4s. They ended up being 3 3.25 or 3 2/8. Well, I guess that's 3 1/4. Duh. No, 3 3/8. So I used these sheet protectors here. You can use any combination that you want. This one, you can't see it like that. This has got 2 3x4s in the top and a 4x6 in the bottom. But I also have one that's a 4x6 in the top. So I just went and cut them through the trimmer to 7.5. So it was taking a top piece off the top. So you'll need to do that in prep for part 2. Now, the other thing that you're going to need to do is the actual hinge. And it is in the instructions. So the hinge part here. Now, I have used 2 other pieces of paper. So I used the Intense Kiwi cardstock to mat everything to. Now the lower part of my book and my hinge, see, this is a different paper in here, and then all of these slide outs are a different paper as well. What I've done is I have picked out the Color Vibe paper, and I have the yellow and this really nice teal, and that's what I'm going to be doing the lower part of the album with. And I did cut out my pieces, and that's something that you guys can do as well. So I used a piece of that to make this hinge. So in order to make this hinge, I'm going to make it flat so that you can see what I've done, because you must be looking at it saying, holy moly, what is that disaster? So what I've done here, and it's marked here, your hinge is 7.5 by 6 7/8. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take that, and on the, this is the 7.5 inch side, you're going to start to score, and you're scoring, the first one is at 3/8 of an inch. All right, after 3/8 of an inch, you're doing every half inch after that. So at 3/8, then I count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 7/8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Because my notches are quarter, so I'm doing a half inch in between each one. Okay, and you're going all the way along, a half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch. But the first one is at 3/8. Okay. That's that little 3/8 edge, and you're folding it back and forth, and you're accordion pleating this whole piece. Okay, just like that. This is going to be the top part of the hinge. Now, on this side here, we are putting tape on every second spot. Don't start at the 3/8. You put a line of tape, score tape, double-sided tape. I used the, well, this is half inch. If you've got 3/8, that would be perfect. I think that might be 1/4 inch. 3/8 is better. It brings you a little closer. So piece of tape, miss one, piece of tape, miss one, piece of tape, miss one, tape, miss, tape, miss, and don't put tape on the top of this one. All right, so your two end ones don't have tape, and then you're doing one in between. On the back side of that, not on the 3/8, but every single row has a piece of tape. Okay? And it's going to look a little funny, but we're taking the tape off. On the side that has tape on every one, take the tape off and stick them together. And what this is doing, it's creating that hinge for us. There we go. Pick. Now you're going to see this is going to look a little funny when you'll see what I'm talking about when I get all this tape off. Stick those next two, stick the next two. It starts to curl on itself. So it's looking like, oh, whatever Heather's doing, she's doing right. I'm doing it right. The next two, and then the last two. Whoops, it's sticking to me all over. So I've got this thing that looks like this, and that is okay. This is our top section. This section is getting stuck down. In between here, these are the hinges that are going to hold our pages. And the other thing we want to do is we want to trim, when we trim off the top of this, we're also going to trim down just to like where the holes start. And then that's going to fit perfectly in there like that. So it's getting trimmed off the top, it's getting a little bit trimmed off the side. So you can do that in anticipation of the class, of the next class. So I'm going to leave that piece like that. That's another piece that you guys can get ready. So that's going to be ready. And let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to tell you what else you need to get ready. I have gone ahead on the sheet. So that on your sheet has got your hinge. Now I'm getting into these, cutting two pieces, 6 1/8 by 8 1/8, and two pieces 7 1/4 by 7 1/8. And if you want to go ahead to do those pieces, you're welcome to, but I want to explain to you, I have cut mine. These are a little different in that that's my half page. So your first piece, and again, this is the other color I'm using. So I'm using 2 different shades of color vibe. The instructions, we don't do full instructions, Tammy, but the cutting instructions, excuse me, are posted at the beginning of this video. They've also been posted a couple of times on the Facebook group. If you can't find them, you can email me and I will send you a copy. Okay, so we are cutting 2 pieces, and I've grouped them together. You can do this and put them with a paper clip and hold them in place for the class on Tuesday. Is 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. Okay, you're cutting 2 like that, and 2 pieces 7 1/4 by 7 1/8. Now, this piece, the first piece that I list on here, you're going to score a 1/2 inch on 3 sides, on the long side and 2 short sides. Excuse me. And then just take off your corners like that. Now, the odd thing about this, and if you're preparing it ahead of time, is that the opening is going at this end here. or on the right side. It's getting butted up here. The opening is getting butted up against there. This is creating our hinge. Back. So this is creating our hinge that folds over, and then that's the opening section. So trust me, the first time I did it, I thought that's not right. I messed it up. I had to throw it all in the garbage. So you want to make sure that you line the opening up to that edge there. Okay, so I can put some tape on there. Oh, this tape is too wide. That is too wide. Go back to my 1/4 inch tape. I'll do one. Because I've also got a tickle now, and that coffee. I'm not supposed to sneeze, can't blow my nose. I'm scared that I was going to do something to my sinus. Because you can't hold it back at all, you got to let it out. And I'm one to normally go, oh, chew, you know, like, and hold it all in. Okay, so I've got my tape on those sides. Lift my tape off, or my cover off. And then I'm going to stick that on top of there. Line it up. There we go. This is my hinge. You see how that's going to work? I'm going to run that on the scoreboard after. But you guys can do your... And then the next one down after that is... this is like a half pocket. So you've got one piece 6 1/8 by 7 1/8 and one piece. The 6 1/8 piece, I have some notes written in here, so you're going to have to write them in on your copy. This is like a half. This is a full page. This is like a half of a page. So this weight, see how this one is going in, but it's like a partial page. It's indented from this one. Okay, so we have 2 full ones like this and 1 half one like this. And then the next instruction is you're actually cutting 2, and you could do them in 2 different colors. I did them in 1 color. I said use the second color and then cut 1 each from the 2 colors you used above. So you could do 1 in the green, 1 in the yellow, or whatever colors, or do them both the same. I did them both the same, and then these are the 2 smaller pockets. So you can go ahead and score those, and the scoring is done on that first cut that's listed. So they're all scored a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Okay, I didn't want to write full instructions. That's why I do these videos live and for free, so that you guys can. I just try to write the cutting. All right, and so then those are done that way. So you can get done up to that point, get this piece done, and then on Tuesday we can finish them up. If you want to go down further, you also can cut these larger pieces out, which it says photo mats from the printed cardstock. So it's this, what I'm calling, this is printed cardstock. It's got a printed pattern on it, but it's not printed paper. It's cardstock. So I'm trying to distinguish. Cardstock was the intense kiwi. Printed papers are all the papers from your collection kit or whatever else you're using. And then I used 2 other cardstock, but it has a print on them. If you want to use just regular plain cardstock, you're welcome to. I just wanted to switch it up. So from down here, that printed cardstock, that's these pieces that I have cut here that I'm going to be folding over, and they are creating the little photo mats that are You pick the same color. I picked the same colors as, oh, for the extras. Yeah. So Megan's going to be easy for you to follow along. So here is where those extra pieces are. See? So we're going to create these photo mats that slide into each of these pockets. We don't have a whole lot more to do. If you get those pieces done up, that's great, but it's still not going to take us long to do that. And then, of course, after the little here's one of the other photo mats that I'm telling you to cut. This is the part pocket. So you've got that small pocket, you've got the full pocket, you've got a small pocket, the smaller indented one, and then the larger pocket again. And then after, you can take, if you've bought a collection kit, then what you can do is afterwards you can add all of your colored papers onto here. But we'll just do the basic construction here. We'll put the sheet protectors in the top, create the little flap to go across, and then of course all that little extra decorating is stuff that you can. I kept my 3x4 cards and my 4x6 cards to put some of them in my top section, but we'll go through that on Tuesday. So I think you've got enough to keep you going. As I said, if you need the instructions, they are at the beginning of the video. If you're not sure or you have a question before Tuesday with what you're cutting, let me know. The papers I used are farm to table. We do still have stock of them. We don't have stock of the collection kit, but we have stock of the individual papers, as well as the sticker sheet is gorgeous. Just grabbing that now. Here I will be pop dotting. I'll be making a pocket on here and adding some little pieces in as well. So it's quite fun when you finish it up. I love this little sticker here with the barn board on it. Oh, the little cutlery charms too. Yes, we have the little cutlery charms. Good thing. Thanks, Megan, for mentioning that I can put on the front of here as well. I have and these are available in the online store. These are cheap. You could put these beautiful corners on your box. And I think I'm going to be putting them on mine. They come in a bronzy color, a silver. I think I like the bronze. I'm more that. Although if this was too shiny, if I felt that these were too shiny, I could just put some wax on them and tone them down a bit. But you can put the corners in the corner of your box like that. That would look so nice and finish it off nicely. So I'm probably going to go with the pewter. These are heavy duty. They're quite thin. Cards as well. These can go in the mail. They're not even going to add any weight. So these would be nice. As well, as Megan said, we've got the little cutlery sets of charms that we brought in. The charms have done really well. We've almost sold out of everything. We brought in all the Alice charms. I do have more coming in. I've got the more Tibetan charms coming in. I've got travel ones. I've got under the sea, like seashells and different things like that. The travel have suitcases and passports, and they're really cool. So people are buying a ton of them. And so I have brought them in as a test, and obviously you guys like them. So this is the box I have done. Lifting inside is completed. The top section, that's where my, and then my bottom section is where I'm going to build those pockets up on Tuesday night. So that's, I mean, you're going to be well on your way if you get to that point and you get your other pieces cut out following those instructions that I've done on there. And I think that is it for tonight. I don't want to keep you guys too late. Don't want to put too much pressure on my throat and my, oh, I will show you one other tool that I am using on the inside. I'll finish with this. all of this trimming edges here. Oh, this has got cloud and scallop. These are the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chompers. We do have these in the store. I love these. They just give a nice look, and it can chomp through some pretty heavy duty paper. One side on this particular one is that scallop edge. The other side is called the cloud, which looks like that, which is really nice. Well, here we go. And there's a bunch of different ones, including just a straight corner rounder, but these are really heavy duty and they do cut through. They do cut through a lot. So that's the only other tool that I'm going to be using to complete that. So glad you enjoyed it, Michelle. Thank you, Melody, for tuning in, and Megan and everybody else, Irene and Lorraine, and yeah, so that is it for tonight. I will see you all on Tuesday night, and Thursday will probably be a live video. I won't be able to get one tomorrow night, but a live video with more, yes, more new products. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday.